Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions, let's pull for Yuffie. And this is actually not going to be a live reaction. I recorded it, but the microphone, again, setup was wonky, so it recorded on the internal microphone, which sounds terrible. This was my breaking point. I need to buy a new computer. But we'll re-record here, because I felt like this was an important video. I want to also talk about the reasons why I stopped War of the Visions, stopped playing, stopped making videos. I didn't quit, but I just stopped. And we can talk about that as we go through and pull. Okay, but I want to pull for Yuffie, and I said this even before the first collaboration came, because I feel she is the best thing about Final Fantasy VII. And then last couple days, I rewatched all of the cutscenes from Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and yeah, she was great in there again, so they really did her right. I feel like the people that put that together really understand the character, and they took it to 11, so that's cool. But let's pull. I don't know if I have all of the vision ore I need to go to the ceiling, but I will go to the ceiling if it requires that. And then, as usual, we have the discount 10-star 10-shot ticket, so let's pull that first. And there's our limit break, very cool. References intergrade. And the reason why she's so cool is she's sort of unique among Final Fantasy characters in like how she acts. She's kind of flighty, but also very full of herself, kind of over-dramatic. Kind of knocking on the fourth wall, maybe not breaking it, but it seems like she's acting like she knows she's in a video game. Okay, so nothing there. And then later this week, I think I'll do a review of her character, and then also her vision card. I want to talk about her vision card partly because I've never talked in a video about any of the vision cards which focus on job-based buffs. And I've had some months to kind of absorb what the JP community thinks of them, so I can relay that info. Okay, but let's do this paid vision ore 5-step first. We can do it 2 runs, so let's do that. 2 free pulls kind of squeezed in there. We won't get coins for those pulls, but otherwise, yes. Alright, I guess we can start talking about why I stopped War of the Visions. First, I want to dispel some rumors. I heard people surmising that I stopped because I thought the game was dying. On the contrary, I thought the game was doing really good, so there was kind of like less need for me. But I saw that the game was really entering golden time. I like to call it golden time. It's different for different games, and in War of the Visions, which is very PvP focused, I saw that every element had like a close to top tier party for PvP. And so I thought like the game would become more about like just, you know, cruising, just enjoying the state of the game, rather than introducing anything to really change things around. And that turned out to be true, actually. I think most of this year was spent just cruising, just enjoying the game where it was. Oh, and then as for what I want besides Yuffie, I would like Dark Tetrasulfate in particular. I have Dark Odin, I have Dark Ramuh, don't have Dark Tetrasulfate, so hopefully we can get that by accident. And then another way that I thought War of the Visions was doing well was because there were lots of other content creators that were, you know, covering the games in their own fashions, covering different aspects of the game. And there were even people that were Was it live translating the Japanese live streams? That kind of stung, because that was my niche. Not that there's any rule against it, but I feel like more among Japanese content creators, Japanese YouTubers, there's more kind of an understanding of like, if one content creator, you know, comes up with an angle or like a motif, you know, for their videos, that other YouTubers will respect it and leave it alone. But whatever, different cultures. The next reason, I talked about this, I made an entire video about it, but not super interested with PvP, which is the main focus of this game. Of all of the PvP modes, I enjoyed playing Arena the most, but over the last couple of years, multiple times I placed top 25 in Arena. And yeah, after a certain amount of time, I was like, okay, I can do this. I've satisfied my curiosity, so I don't feel like I need to do this anymore. Dark Tetrasulfid? No. Diablos. Again. And yeah, PvE is pretty lacking. But still hanging on. Maybe they will add fun PvE in the future. They have to introduce like selection quest type content for UR units eventually. The next reason why I stopped is because I've kind of lost interest in the story. Sad to say, but the story of War of the Visions is extremely character-centric. I mean, you could say that about most narratives in the world. But War of the Visions, it's kind of flirting with the idea of hard world building, which you see in like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. But unlike in those works, in War of the Visions, we don't see, you know, kind of the hard work put into kind of more defining the world. I've talked about this too in a previous video, but like history, mythology, geography, really don't get a sense of that. It's not very well defined at all in War of the Visions, and so that kind of leaves me without anything to sort of grasp onto. Lots of focus on characters in this game, but not so much on the world or the time around them. Okay, here's a unit. Ayaka, alright. And then also maps. Maps were also in Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. And then with, you know, War of the Visions, you know, being such a big place with different kingdoms, and then also people moving from one place to the other. I feel like maps would help so much, just with, you know, comprehension of the story, knowing what's going on. But they still don't have it. Next thing that kind of turned me off the game is that it's become a little bit too complicated. I know why they keep adding new systems and things. It's to keep long-term players, you know, busy forever. But I have my limit, you know. I tap out at a certain point. I find that I enjoy maybe mobile games the most the first 2 years. Alright, new experiment, maybe. But like, what did we get this year? Trust Stones, +6 weapons, and then now the Dream upgrade. I did the Trust Stones to get those Fuchsia ones, but only to kind of like get a sense of the system so I could make those videos about it. But since then, I've just been using green ones. Because yeah, I have a certain limit. And I'm going to apply that limit to the Dream upgrade as well. I look on Japanese Twitter and everybody's going like scrolls, but I'm more about antlers, antlers, antlers. I want to, awaken or upgrade my favorite guys. Take them to 140 once and just leave them there. I don't know how much I'm really going to touch the resetting. That's some hardcore stuff, which might be beyond me. Kind of similar to trust stones beyond the green type. Okay, next reason, and maybe this is the most important reason, but I felt like this experiment of me as a YouTuber for War of the Visions kind of ran its course. We got another rainbow here. No, Federica. But like for some years, I was in my little corner of the internet making my little videos for small audience. And I was happy with that. But I saw that War of the Visions was going to be released. And so I saw it as a chance to kind of experience something I've never experienced, which is to be a kind of a very visible member of a semi-large online community. And then to see like how I could perform in that role. Because I kind of figured that that would be something that I wouldn't be able to know unless I experienced it myself. And so I saw that War of the Visions was going to get a global release. It's a big name, it's Final Fantasy. And I thought, like, let's see what happens if I cover the game, not from the ground floor, but from like the basement, Start covering it in English even before the game comes out. And then translate stuff. Share my insights on the Japanese gaming mobile industry. Talk about the differences in culture between Japan and the rest of the world. Also in how they approach gaming and mobile gaming. And then talk about my thoughts on how to have a healthy approach to mobile gaming. And just do all that and see what happens. And then my channel grew far beyond anything I was expecting. And I also got a good look at myself, seeing how I could handle sort of having the spotlight on me for a while. No. And I think I handled it fine, but sort of like Arena. After I had done it for a while, I was satisfied with it, so I felt like I didn't have to do it, at the same pace or the same intensity as before. Alright, Jiza. I might level her to the point where she becomes that dream upgrade available. Simply because I have so many leftover mind spheres of her that I could trade them in to upgrade other people. Okay, so we went through the 5-step twice. Next, let's go to the 9-step. And then this one we'll just pull until the second free pull, so 6 steps. And then after that, let's do the just the pity gauge one. But yeah, I've never in my life wanted to be a leader. But then to be to have a YouTube channel or to, again, be the visible member of a community is kind of to be a leader by default. And so for that reason, I've actually kind of felt like sort of retreating from YouTube. I'm still putting out lots of videos, I think, but it's still kind of a transitional period for me. I've been playing lots of different games recently, if you've noticed. Oh! New character, but that is not a Final Fantasy VII flag. This is Federica's sister or somebody? Yuffie. Maybe she just came out in global, but I'm not going to build her. Earth element is interesting, though. But the last week or so, it's been a lot of fun to sort of reconnect with War of the Visions and play it again. Reconnect with some people in the comments. I'm still floored that there are people watching these videos after kind of not really covering this game this year. Okay, here's the first free pull of this step up. Yeah, I'm not really sure what Yuffie does. I'll do a review of her later. I don't know how she fits my account or what I will need for her. But I'm mostly playing the game as a collector, so I can just go for the characters that I like for whatever reason. And it was funny that I pulled Sephiroth by accident. I did take him to 120. But moving ahead, I'll think about who I want to use the UR antlers for. Oh, there was one more that they handed out for free in a login, so that makes 3 free ones. Still not enough. Okay. Somebody asked me recently if I thought that War of the Visions was in trouble now. I told them, I forget the number, but it was like 85% chance that it'll make it to 4th anniversary. And I am basing that on nothing but kind of the attitude of the last live stream. But watching that, everybody seemed very relaxed, and there were a lot of guests, which are not free to invite. So yeah, just based on that, I think the game is healthy enough. Oh, rainbow character. Yeah, I've said this before, but the population of hardcore gamers is slowly dying off, and War of the Visions is definitely a hardcore game. Rainbow, Yuffie. Oh! Yeah. I am not a gross person. Don't call me a gross person. I like the Onesans, but I also like the top button of her shorts is undone. Alright, that's Yuffie. So, I didn't have to get anywhere near the ceiling, so that's great. Save myself some vision ore. And then I can trade in those tokens for the bonus shards. Let's see. She's very mobile. She has a top class evade if she's taken level 140. What else? She has, she has that ability to dodge 100% hit attacks. She has a barrier to mitigate damage or ignore damage, but not great damage output from what I hear. But we'll take a closer look at her later. Okay, let's go to the Mog shop. Let's get those shards. So, 13 pulls, alright. And then some soul stars. Yeah, we'll trade in those as well. been a little crazy, Final Fantasy VII, the characters. I pulled Aerith by accident. I ended up loving her very much when I was pulling for Barret. And then I pulled Sephiroth by accident. Alright, we saw the bingo board there. And then Dark Ifrit was also released yesterday. I would love to have him, but I'm not going to pull for lower pull rate stuff. Unless I'm prepared to go to the ceiling, and unless I really want the character, like Sadari or something. But there is this free Vision Ore 10-shot, which has the Mind Sphere, so let's pull this. And yeah, still a good amount of Vision Ore to build Yuffie. I have been talking about starting a fashion channel on YouTube. But part of doing War of the Visions like this was sort of like as a test run to see how I could handle, again, being a leader of a community. I don't know if I would be comfortable doing like the super standard model. Okay, no rainbow pulls there. If I were to start the fashion channel, I'd probably do it with just comments off from the very beginning, because everybody's got an opinion about fashion, whether or not they have any knowledge to back it up. And if I wanted to monetize it and, you know, make a try to make a living off of it, I'd probably have to do like Patreon and what's the other one? The chat, whatever it is. I'd have to talk to people. I'm asocial and don't want to do that. So yeah, I am in a transitional phase right now as far as YouTube. Okay, but we got Yuffie. Later this week, let's talk about her vision card. Let's talk about her and all of the other games that I cover. Hopefully your luck with pulls is as good or better than mine, and we'll see you again. Take care.